Hi there, my name is Timothy Bamishayi, and this is a video tutorial that shows you the ultimate skill to land you or secure your dream job. A little introduction about myself so you can just get familiar with the person speaking with you. I'm a program officer with an NGO right here in Nigeria, and these are just pictures of me. The first part was me giving a lecture on COVID-19 vaccination, and the second was a visit I had to the School of Military Police in Zaria, and the third was me during some other training. So, but enough about me, let's get down to business. So, what exactly is this class meant for? And I can tell you for a fact that it is meant for job seekers, undergraduates, fresh graduates, office professionals, those who want to improve their Microsoft Office skill, and those who want to learn data analytics with Microsoft Excel. And in the next 20 minutes, if you give me your time, you will learn about why you never got called for interview after submitting multiple CVs. You will learn how to upgrade your CVs and the basic skills that you require to secure your dream job. And this right here is my big promise to you, because I believe that at the end of this session, you will be more equipped and well positioned in the job market. And secondly, that your overall performance in the office space will skyrocket after the end of this session. Now, here is what to do. I want you to turn off all distractions. Whatever it is that you're doing, put off your phone, social media, WhatsApp, whatever it is that's going to distract you within the next 20 minutes. Kindly take it and put them aside. I want you to also come with an open mind. Just get yourself prepared. Come with the mind that you're going to really learn something from this session. And the third thing I want you to do is to follow me to the end. Yes, you might be tempted to skip some parts. I don't want you to do that. Just be patient and follow me till the end. So what exactly is the problem and why are we here? It's a common knowledge that here in Nigeria, securing a good job is an Herculean task. It's more like the proverbial camel going through the eye of a needle. Honestly, for every single applicant, for every single vacant position advertised, there are at least 500 applicants, and these are discouraged the average person. Now, the new mantra all over is that school na scam, because upon graduation, the opportunity to secure the dream job is very slim, especially if you don't have connection. But do you know that every day people get employed based on merit without any connection? But then, if you don't have connections and you want to secure the dream job, there is one thing you need. And the question you should ask yourself is, are you skilled enough? Do you have the relevant skill? No connection, at least you should try and balance and level up with relevant skill. Now, organizations are not just looking to recruit for the sake of it. And with the competitive nature of the labor market, they just want the best out of the lot, which is perfectly okay and normal. Now, you might be wondering, what skill are we talking about? Well, I'm not talking about your degree or certificate. Of course, they are good. But remember, everyone that is applying for the same job has similar results or certificates. And many others even have much better grades than yours. So the question is, what skill do you need to have that's going to give you the edge that you need? And I proceed to tell you for a fact that you need the office skill. The office skill. Being able to use Microsoft Office is such an underrated skill, and many of us forget that HRs are able to see through most of the lies on our CVs. The thing is, the average organization expects that every applicant is well skilled using Microsoft Office at least. At least Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. And one of the fastest ways to prove that you are a novice and get disqualified is through your CV. The sight of a poorly formatted CV has automatically given you a rate to the HR that you lack basic skill with Microsoft Office. Now, I'm sure you can see one of the reasons why you never got called after submitting so many CVs. So let me ask you these questions, and I want you to just take your time to answer them personally. As a job seeker, can you create and properly format a document for your boss or for your organization? Can you create a PowerPoint presentation with multiple slides, transitions, and animations? Can you analyze any given data with Microsoft Excel? Can you create or manage basic Microsoft Excel templates? We're not even talking about the advanced ones, the basic ones. Can you create and manage basic templates? If your answer to any of the above is no, then one thing you need to do is to scale up. Now, I don't just want you to think this is just Timothy saying so much out of the plenty of his mind. Here is a quote from Chuka, a popular recruiter on Nairaland. I just had to screenshot it and then cut it out for you. You can pause the video to read through the whole content. It's relevant, but then for time, I actually just picked out 3 sentences from the whole thing. Now, take a look at the red squares. The first one, Chuka said, out of 5 candidates that respond to my email, only 3 of them will be able to demonstrate knowledge of Excel and PowerPoint. From this whole content, Chuka was talking about why a lot of the CVs he got are never good enough. And he said from the 5 applicants, only 3 are able to demonstrate knowledge of PowerPoint and Excel. Now, what happens to the rest of the other applicants that have applied? Firstly, the HR have to sift through most of the CV. Now, 5 that they even think are good, 2 of them are not good enough. They don't even know how to make use of Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint. Maybe that is one of the categories you fall into. In the second paragraph, the second rectangle, the red one, he said over 400 resumes that he has for executive assistant positions, only 50 have been presentable to clients. Wow. What happened to the rest of the 350? These are people who lack basic skills. How do you want to present an applicant to a client if this person do not even know how to make use of basic office skill? And the third advice, this is now an advice from Chuka. He said, stop embellishing your resume only to find you are not anything close to what your resume presents. Now, this is where most of us are guilty. You end up padding your CV to such an extent that now when you even get called for the interview, you do not match up with what's on your resume. And it's a very big disaster. This time you even got the chance, but then you blew it because of your lack of skill. So now is the time for us to stop all of those. It is time for us to get the relevant skill. Now listen to this. Years ago, during one of those long breaks before my NYSC posting, I'm just trying to share you one of my past experience. I decided to look for a teaching job in one of the top schools in Osun State because I actually schooled in Osun State, and about 30 of us were shortlisted. Yes, we also wrote exam. A week later, I got called that I did well in the interview, but that they do not have vacancy for the subject I applied to teach for. So they said they would prefer if I could take computer science and handle their ICT lab, since I was computer literate, according to my CV in quotes. All right then, so I had to go in for another round of interview, but this time it was practical in their ICT laboratory. I was given task on Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and CorelDRAW to test my skill. And it was a very big school because I remember that they have between 30 and 40 computer systems in their laboratory. So while doing the test, in less than 30 minutes, the person assigned to supervise me was already wowed and said to his colleague, this one really knows what he's doing. He's good. Let me cut the long story short. I got the offer because they realized that beyond the CV, I also had a skill. So that is what we're talking about. You having the skill. Let me also tell you something that happened to me in 2020, just before the lockdown was over. I got a job with a top NGO in Abuja because I had IT skills on my CV. This same job received more than 2,000 CVs for the advertised position. Now you might be asking, how did I know? So eventually I got a job and I was in the IT department. And we're trying to upload some of their records to the database because we were moving the database. And suddenly I stumbled on the folder and one of the archives where these CVs were. And I was just looking through them. I got curious because they were so many. They were so much. I had to ask the HR, what's going on? Where did you guys get all of these CVs from? And it was like, it was the same job that I applied for. They all applied for. I was wowed. This much CV from the same job for the same position I applied for. And I was like, so how did you guys pick me from all of this role? Because I actually applied as a program officer. They picked me up for IT officer. And the HR said they were actually tired sorting through the whole CV. But what got them attracted was because somewhere at the top of my CV, I wrote some of my IT skills there, and they really needed someone in the IT department also who was capable. And I remembered back then that shortly before I was offered the employment, the head of department called me and we actually did a phone interview. He was trying to make sure that it wasn't just a padded CV, that this guy knows what he's doing when it comes to tech. And eventually, I got the job because he was convinced over the phone, of course, that I was really good at what I do. So, here is the deal. I created a course, a step-by-step video tutorial that will take you from being a complete novice to being able to stand your ground in any practical interview setting. Not just interview setting alone, in any office setting. With this video tutorial, you will be able to handle basic office tasks on your own without looking like a dunce, without you not looking incompetent. All right, so what are the skills that you're going to learn in this video tutorial? For Microsoft Word, I'm going to be teaching you about the introduction to Microsoft Word interface, about the tabs and ribbons, fonts and styling. You're going to learn about paragraph, indent, spacing and alignment. You're going to learn about editing. You're going to learn how to work with your tables, pictures, shapes, headers and footers, symbols, special characters. You're going to learn how to create cover pages for your documents, and for job seekers, you're going to learn how to design and draft CV templates. I know you must be out there. Sometimes you are probably curious how people design some CV templates. You see some very catchy CV templates. Some of them even includes pictures, and then you probably want to do something like that. You're going to learn how to create some very nice and wonderful CV templates. And the next is going to be PowerPoint. You're going to also learn about the PowerPoint interface. You're going to learn how to create slides. Remember, we said PowerPoints are majorly for presentation, just like you're watching right now. This is a presentation, and this video is done, recorded with Microsoft PowerPoint. Yes, if you want to create something like this, you're going to learn how to do this. You're going to learn about slide layouts. You're going to learn how to make use of shapes in your Microsoft PowerPoint. You're going to learn about designs and themes. You're going to learn about slides transition. You're going to learn about animations. You're going to learn about graphs. You're going to learn about slideshows. You're going to notice that while watching some parts of these videos, some of the bullet points are coming in with some kind of animations. In fact, some of the pages are coming in through animations or transitions also. You're going to learn how to do wonderful things like that also. That's actually if you care about those, because the major purpose of a PowerPoint is for you to just be able to present something to your audience. But if you don't know how to do that, I think you need to skill up and learn how to do that, making use of Microsoft PowerPoint. And third on the list is Microsoft Excel. Hello, you're going to learn about the Excel interface. You're going to learn about workbook and worksheets, data formats. You're going to learn the basic Excel functions and formulas. You're going to learn the difference between formulas and functions because they're actually different in Microsoft Excel, though you can use them together. You're going to learn how to work with ranges. You're going to learn how to reference cells versus the values. You're going to learn about charts or graph. Yes, we know that Microsoft Excel is majorly and basically for data and data analysis. That is why we're incorporating you interpreting your data with graphs. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. You know, the course, the video tutorials are step by step with practical examples for you to work with. All right. So to get access to these and many more, the question is, what do you think something like this is worth to you? Because absolutely, I would love to give it for free, but I've come to realize over the years that free things lose value. Free things don't demand attention. They don't get the attention that they deserve. So, but the question is, what is this worth to you? I've seen a number of people pay heavily with the hope of securing a job. I used to know a colleague who paid over 600,000 to secure a job that pays less than 200,000 monthly. I have a friend who in 2022, yes, paid 200,000 with the hope of being offered employment. I'm not proud to see all of this, neither am I mocking anyone, because we all know that quite a number of people get scammed in this process. So, but the major question and why we are here is, what do you think this knowledge is worth? Anyways, I thought 20,000 would be a fair price. Seeing I just concluded a session on just Microsoft Excel, a beginner to advanced class, and the clients paid 25,000 naira for it. But then I realized I can do this for so much less. So here's the deal. You're not going to pay 25,000. That is if you're interested. No. You're not going to pay 20,000. No. What about 10,000? Do you think it's fair enough? Well, sounds a little bit fair, but then let's do that. So for those who are able to grab the pre-launch offer, you can get access to this course for just 5,500 naira only, as the price goes up to 10,000 naira after launching next week. So if you're still watching, this is a very good time to make a deal. For just 5,000 naira, 5,500, you can get a copy of this tutorial videos for just 5,500, because next week when we launch this video on major platforms, the price goes up to 10,000. Yes, it is 5,500 naira this week. And funny enough, I added a special bonus for you. Remember I told you earlier I'm going to teach you how to create stunning CV designs. I don't just want to teach you alone. I'm going to also attach 5 copies of different easy to edit CV templates for you. Since you're just starting the tutorial, you may not be able to do it yet, depending on your level of skill at the moment. But then, to get you started up and running, I attached 5 easy to edit CV templates for you. So don't sleep on it. Try and get in now. Are you ready to take up the offer? If you are, just make a one-time payment to the account on your screen right now. The account name is Timothy Bamishaye and the account number is 0159047872 and the bank is GTB. If you're done with that, please send proof of payment via WhatsApp to 070-8468-7855. Don't sleep on it. Check on your screen. You can copy the bank details if you're interested and you really want to take up the offer. I don't really want too many students in the class because sometimes it's going to be rowdy and crowdy, especially if you have so much people who are not really interested. So if it's just 5 people who are able to take up this offer, I'm cool, I'm okay with that. And if you're one of those lucky 5, congratulations to you. If you're still thinking if this is worth it or not, let me share this last testimonial with you. A finance officer, one of the organizations I used to work with, once told me. He was just sharing a testimonial about how he got the job and the position. He said about 8 of them were interviewed for the position finance officer, but that he got the job because he was the only one who could use Microsoft Excel properly. And I was stunned because how can someone applying for a finance position not really know how to make use of Microsoft Excel? If you're in the finance department, you're in the HR department, you're in the admin department, you're into programs, you're into logistics, you're into M&E, and then you lack this basic office skill, I think you're not really serious about what you're doing. This is a time for you to actually skill up. Now, back to the story. This friend and colleague of mine, you know what his net salary was at the end of the day? His take home was a little bit above 400,000 every month. And he got the job just because he was able to demonstrate his skill on Microsoft Excel during the interview. To have come this far, I'm sure you are one of the very few who really wants to take their career to the next level. And I do hope that you make hay while the sun shines. So, it's time to say thank you very much for watching this far. I will see you on the flip side. You have a nice day. And I do hope you make right decisions.